Hey folks, Weacro here, and this is Warframe. If you've been keeping track of my Facebook, you've known that I've been a fan of this game for quite some time. And I'm pretty far in now, so I'll go ahead and show you some gameplay elements. If you don't know what Warframe is, go on their website, warframe.com, or playwarframe.com, and check it out. But think of Mass Effect 2's multiplayer mixed with, Mass Effect 3 multiplayer mixed with Vanquish kind of style elements and I would say Metal Gear Rising swordplay elements at times. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in. So this is the world of Warframe, or should I say the universe of Warframe. This is your overworld map. It is basically I'm currently in what is known as Sol System. Here you have your different gameplay modes. You have online, private, and solo. Here we have our arsenal mode. This is where you can customize your character. You can customize the Warframe. As you can see here, you also have skill trees which you can improve. Also, there's these things known as mods. Let me go ahead and move one out the way. These mod slots you can actually activate, and then you can actually throw them into the slot there, and you get little buffs depending on what the mod is. See, 9.1 shield capacity, 4.2 sprint speed, 26.4 health, so on and so forth. And then you just simply click the apply button. Bam. So, let's see, we also have our rifles, things like that. But they're all dependent on how much credits and how much platinum you have. Platinum is something you can actually buy from online, and credits is something that you can actually just earn. Here we have our status, like everything that we've done, all our stats, things like that. Our completion rate, our quit rate, simple like that. You can see who the top players are. Currently it's Caribou, and then there I am, way far behind with a measly 1,085 kills. So let's go ahead and jump on back here. You can also customize your weapons. You can actually buy new weapons as well. Currently I just got the Burstin, which is a 3-round burst rifle. Here we have some pistols. You can actually get regular pistols, or you can actually dual wield them. As you see there, and then there's your dual wield. And then we have our melee weapons, which are your swords. You can get swords, bow staffs, daggers, dual wield weapons, dual wield axes, bigger axes, fist weapons, hammers, like your dual katanas, and of course like a claymore type weapon. So they're all customizable and things like that. Your gear is something you can actually buy using your credits. There's something that which you can use in-game to do certain things like restore your health, give you extra ammo, or break into security systems. Also, all weapons, of course, have customization, as I said, and they all have skill trees which you can customize over time. As you can see here with my pistol, I've actually taken some time and modded it quite well. So let's go ahead and jump into one of these games, shall we? Currently, so far, I have Venus, Mercury, and Saturn. So let's see, which one should I take? Oh, okay. So apparently there's a distress signal going on over here in Methone. So what these mean is that these are kind of like these little daily things that you can jump into. And they're like little alerts and things. You get extra bonuses and things like that for taking them on and completing them. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. You can actually jump in, and it's actually drop in, drop out multiplayer. So if you feel like, there's a group of people doing a mission, I think it's up to 4 players, and there's 2 on there right now, you can just jump right in halfway through and then help them complete the mission. Or if you have to do something, you can drop out and have your other teammates finish it, though you do lose your bonuses. So the game looks pretty well done, except for some of these little cinematics. They seem kind of blocky, kind of old age, but that's probably because it's only in beta, so they haven't had a lot of time to clean it up. Oh, and right off the bat, I'm already under attack. So that thing looks like a gecko from Metal Gear Solid. And here's our enemies. You have 3 different kinds of enemies. You have these robot type people. I forgot what their names are. You have the Grenier, and then you have the Infected. Grenier are kind of like the main enemies. Think of like the Horde from World of Warcraft or Warcraft in like spacesuits. And then the Infected are kind of like these ancient race of people that do like ridiculous kind of stat things. It's really ridiculous. And then these people, these robot things, I don't even know what they are called, but yeah, they just do a lot of like trickery. They have like doors with lasers on them and things like that. And then they have these guns that do a lot of damage no matter what Warframe you're rocking, which is really annoying. So to your right, you can see the upper right, you see the shield, you can see the what looks like, you have the shield, you have your health, and then the 1, 2, 3 that you see there are your special abilities. You hit the corresponding button and you have different skills. As you see, I'm doing some sword play there, cutting my enemies in half. You can charge your sword attack, it actually cuts clean through the enemy. Now there's a lot of elements, like in a lot of these missions, that can actually just jump in at a moment's notice. For one, at one point I was actually doing a mission and they told me halfway through the mission, hey, stop what you're doing and your job now is to kill everybody. So every mission is not the same. Heck, every time you replay a mission, something else could be different. The maps are currently all the same. They're just they just have little bits of mods added to them. Like when the infected are there, you'll see like the area be all a little bit more destroyed and have what looks like these weird plant life things all over the floor. When these robots take over, you have lasers on the doors, you have security cameras. Right there I just used one of my skills. That was kind of like a super slash. But there's just a lot of, like when you grenade over, it's just more like a normal looking map. So I was just locked out, so I have to use this here puzzle to solve it. So I just have to match up these lines to the corresponding blocks, and it's pretty simple. There's nothing too difficult. Here I have to do another one. Basically, they all have to be touching and they have to be corresponding. So, here we go. Oh, well, sometimes it gets kind of goofy. Hold on. Oops. There we go. Sometimes, yeah, it gets kind of goofy and it's kind of hard to tell what to do. Oh, get some. There we go. So, yeah, these are like my most hated enemies. Excuse me, these are my most hated enemies. These are the Ospreys. They can drop mines or they can actually do shields, and it is a pain in the butt. So what you just heard there, that doot 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 noise, that is the security cameras. They actually have sight of me, and if I go through a door, I actually run the risk of being killed almost instantly. These doors are super powerful. Also, another issue with fighting these enemies is turrets are everywhere. They're really electronically advanced group of people, and it's a real big pain. Here's our, see, as you can see, the lasers. If you go through them, they will get you killed. So I have to destroy these security cameras, and then I'll gain access, or I can just have to wait until the lasers run out, but you run a really big risk of getting killed. So I'm holding this item here, which is, okay, so yeah, like I said, this is in beta, so it's kind of goofy. There's a shield osprey, as you can see, and a turret being a pain in my butt. But when I'm holding this item, I can only use pistols. I'm not able to use any other kind of weapon. I can't use my assault rifle. I can still use my sword, which is good. I am running back here, get some health. Of course, this guy here wants to be a hero, and he pays the price. So if you would like to play Warframe, currently there are beta keys available online. If not, you can always become a founder and pay anywhere between, I believe, $20 to $250, and basically if you pay like $50, you just become a founder and you get a bare minimum amount of platinum and some other things. I think that's all you get. And then if you play like the $250 one, you actually have a whole planet named after you in game, and you get to choose, and you can vote on what design decisions that the company makes. So I just died here. I kind of did that on purpose, just to show you what's going on. As you see there, that little number 4 that shows the number of revives that I have. That you actually have to buy with platinum. If you run out completely, then you forfeit the mission. You have to start the mission completely over again. So one issue I don't like about this is when you die and you respawn, you usually sometimes respawn right in the middle of enemy fire, which is so annoying, especially when you're playing with other people. If you are playing with other people, you can actually have them revive you, but if they can't get to you, it's kind of a big pain, because then they pulled in a lot of aggro, and then you spawn in, and all that health you have while you're getting yourself back up is lost. And then now you're trying to run to cover, but a lot of times you're in these big open areas and you could die. So as you see, I turned that man into little slices of pastrami. You know, I find that silly. They say this weapon here, the whatever it's called, has... Oh my. Yeah, but they say this weapon has 100% accuracy, which apparently is a total load of crap. I prefer this pistol because it has a mod on it. You can actually, as you see with my sword, when I slice it, you can actually look at it now. It looks like there's like these little white marks all over it. That's actually an ice ability. When I slash an enemy, they actually become slower. Same thing happens with my pistol. With my old rifle, it actually did electrical damage, and it either depleted shields quicker, or it actually stunned the enemy long enough for me to either run up to him and cut him up, or just pop him a couple times in the head and finish him off. So let's go ahead and keep running on here. Alright, the woman that I'm just talking to, her name is, I believe, the Locust. Or not the Locust, but the Lotus, pardon me. And she's kind of like your overseer. She tells you things that are going on. She keeps track of your missions, things like that. She's actually the one who wakes you from your sleep. The story behind this game is you are what's known as a Tenno. A Tenno is old, ancient, I guess like us today, this being the future. And we actually developed these suits, which we're wearing here, called Warframes. There's different kinds, which I'll explain later. Oh yeah, drop kick that guy. But you wake up with basically a form of amnesia, but all you really do need to know is that you're Tenno and it's your job to defeat the Grineer. The Grineer are a race of people who have taken over the universe, or I should say the galaxy, and it's up to you to liberate the galaxy from their presence. Now, one thing you do need to note though is that this is closed beta, and since this is closed beta, there is a, I don't know, I have a personal issue with it, is you're going to lose everything when this game either goes into open beta or, you know, leaves open beta and finally goes into final, or finally gets released. So, you're going to lose all your items, all the bonuses and things like that. One thing you will keep, though, is you will get all your platinum refunded. Once that all becomes refunded, then you can simply buy all your stuff back, but that means you got to play this game all over from the beginning, which is a really big pain. I mean, I figured... What's the big deal from going from open beta to full access, or I should say closed beta to full access, and not being able to keep my stuff? So as you can see here, these Ospreys are actually living off of each other. And you can see one shielding the other, and then the other one's dropping mines while he's shielded, and I only hold a pistol, so I'm unable to destroy him. So I actually have to drop my... Oh yeah, that didn't work. But I actually drop my pistol and use my assault rifle to take care of them. And as you can see, there's a ton of mines laying on the ground. They don't really do much damage, but they do deplete your shield quite quickly. There we go, takes care of them. Oh my. So there are a couple special moves that your Tenno can do, like I mentioned earlier. Let's see if I do it here. Like I said, you can power up your sword, you can cut up your enemies. I better get out of here, I'm going to lose your shield. You can do a little roll, just hitting the shift button. But there's also a couple other things. While you're sprinting, you can actually hit the spacebar, which is the jump button. And then control, and you can actually do what's known as like a... It looks like a sliding jump. Me and my friend, we just call it the karate kick, because that's what it looks like. And I noticed if you run into enemies while you're doing this, you can actually knock them over long enough to either shoot them or wait till they get up just enough to where you can cut them in half with your sword. Same thing kind of applies in reverse. You can actually run and hit control, and you can do kind of like a slide, and then you just hit spacebar at the right time. You can actually flip over your enemies and then get them from behind. I'll be doing some of these moves here. As you can see, there's a freaking security camera. Might as well go ahead and take care of him, get that little bit of XP. One thing I noticed about this game is every little bit of XP does count in this game, because as I showed you earlier in your top left corner of the map, which I'll show you again if you missed it, it's kind of like an experience bar. They take forever to level up, but when you do, you get access to new warframes, new items, things like that. So I like how these levels are designed. They're really well implemented. As you see here, I actually have to jump into the vent and go along that way, which is something that's kind of interesting. Now, this is only PvE at the moment. It's not. There's no PvE implemented. I don't know if they're going to put any PvP. If they do, I don't know how it'll work out. I'm kind of interested to see that work out. But personally, I'd rather just let it be PvE for now. I'm not really big into PvP in games like this. Kind of leave it like the Mass Effect 3's multiplayer. Just fun enough to play, but not to be too overbearing with this multiplayer. I don't want it to be another Call of Duty. So there's also a couple other moves I forgot to mention that you can do. If you run, let me see if I can do that. I don't think I'm not gonna be able to because I'm gonna get killed if I do. You can actually run up walls temporarily. Come on, die! But you can run up walls temporarily. You can actually run along walls, kind of like Prince of Persia. And you can actually jump over and jump on top of, oops, wrong way, crates and this. So that move you just saw there, I think it's called like the radial slash. Basically what it does is it cuts your enemies clean in half. Depending on, if it's a regular enemy, it'll cut them clean in half regardless of what they are. And then if they are some sort of special powered up version of themselves, like the Grineer Commander or the Heavy Grineer, up shielded those robot guys, then yeah, you're not gonna be able to cut them. But one or two uses of the special weapon, or excuse me, special skill will stop them. My number 2 has something where you blind your enemies. I forgot the name. And then number 3 is, what is number 3? Oh my, I don't even know what number 3. I never use it. Oh, it's super jump. That's what it is. I remember now. I can actually jump up an entire floor. As you can see, these are a robot race, and they are a huge pain in the butt. So there's these lockers everywhere, and these lockers are actually, hold on, gonna come at me. As you can see, the enemy ran actually a lot slower because I used my pistol, which has ice, has an ice effect. But like I was saying, there's these lockers hidden everywhere. They can give you anything from affinity, which is actually what you need to level up your bar, to, yep, of course, figured that was gonna happen. But affinity is kind of like your main XP. The more affinity you gain, the more access you have to other weapons and things like that, like I stated. But when you see XP and things like that, it says 55, things like, I don't know, like when you kill an enemy, it says 55, 160, things like that. That actually is to the weapon that you're using, the Warframe that you're using, the melee, things like that. And from that, the more skill you gain from each individual weapon, the more skill you get. See, 50 bypass, so my Warframe just got 50 XP. So those are those lasers I was telling you about. You can see them right there, those green ones. If the security camera catches you going through a door, those things will come on and they do a lot of damage. I think you can maybe run through them maybe once or twice. If you can't find a security camera, a good way to get around it is just, if you are Excalibur, which I am, just use your one skill, which is the slash, radial slash. And what that'll do is, that one right there, that I just did. And what that'll do is actually go right through the lasers and you take no damage. Oh god, another freaking mine osprey. There, kill this guy off. Yeah. It's like the most satisfactory feeling when you cut somebody in half. It's so satisfying. So of course, this being Warframe, you have different objectives and things like that, and there's actually different ways you can go about completing them. For one, you can actually go to different access terminals that are different areas. You can go to the one that she shows you, or you can just go to any other ones that you find randomly. You can actually go exploring. The enemies will be harder in areas that you're really not supposed to be in, but the rewards can be a lot more affinity or a lot more, oh my, they can be a lot more health, things like that. Sometimes you can actually find blueprints and items like that, which I'll explain later. So here we are at the end of the mission. The objectives have been completed. Now I am actually up for extract. It's kind of a little cool exit strategy that these guys have. Kind of reminds me of the old ninjas from that you see in the movies and stuff, using those kites to fly. It's kind of the same concept. As you can see, I've gained some XP per each little item I have, my Warframe, things like that. Now I get returned back to the main menu and it shows me my stuff. Of course, I got 100. If it was multiple people, it would actually have different stats, like how much damage I did to the enemy, things like that. So we're going to go ahead and jump right into our arsenal. And I'm going to show you, like, see, my Burstin just got actually, yeah, I'll show you something else. The Warframes, actually, you can get different Warframes. You can get different helmets for them, different colors. But they have to be compatible. Currently, there's only one other thing. So I just activated a mod slot, or I should say one's active. And now I get to pick what level 1, because I'm only at level 1. Or my weapon is at level 1. What mod I should be able to use with it. So let's see here. We got level 1, maximum ammo, critical strike. Oh yeah, I forgot. You have to activate the mod slot first using your points. So there we go. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just use this one. And we hit apply. Of course, it's going to cost me 200 credits. Nothing much. I mean, most missions you usually get 1,000, if not more. Oh, you know what? I had an extra point, so let's go ahead and throw that in. Damage. It's always good to have. Apply. Yes. It's only you only pay money when you add mods to your skill tree. When you just go through the skill tree normally, you don't have to pay. Now this is the market. You can get anything from skill tree, or excuse me, blueprints to items to make your skill trees actually bigger, or whole Warframes. They do cost anywhere from credits depending on what they are. See, these, your Warframes and your avatar image packs will cost you actually platinum, which platinum you actually have to pay real money in order to obtain. You can get things like avatar images. You can get this pack here, which gives you the I guess the frozen version of your Warframe. You can get the different kinds of pistols, which they have packs for them. You can get whole packs of pistols, whole packs of assault rifles, Warframes, things like that. They have female Warframe packs. Some of them are support, some of them are stealth, and then you have the ones that are kind of like the big ones that wreck through everything. That's actually my goal, is to get the Rhino Warframe. So here are all your other Warframes. Here are the blueprints. You can actually find the items to make these Warframes. It costs you a lot less money instead of having to pay actual platinum. It takes a lot longer to make, and I'll explain why here in a minute. Besides having to find them, there's something else that I'm about to show you that that actually constitutes into this. Here we have weapons. Of course, you can always buy new ones. A lot of them are EXP locked because to your upper left, if you see there, it says little Lotus Flower 1. That means that I'm too low a level. That's the affinity that you actually have to get in order to activate some of these. You can either buy some of your weapons through credits, through just simple gameplay, or you can actually just shell out the dough and get the better weapons. Of course, you can always get blueprints, and these blueprints you could always use to get more skills. Or excuse me, more items. You have your affinity boosters, so you get more affinity, things like that. That does affect your affinity. You can get credits. It'll add more credits that you find. The Orkin Catalyst and the Orkin Reactor, they actually are something that you can use to make your skill trees bigger. The Phoenix Amber Helmet is just another helmet. The Cypher is just something you can use in-game. You can get different color packs, which I showed you earlier. You can actually customize your helmets of your Warframes. See here, you know, the Trinity one can have a different looking helmet that gives them extra boost and health, or you know, they can give you anything from increased health but reduces sprint speed. So you really have to do a lot of thinking into this, depending on if you're willing to buy them or not. So let's see, what else do I need to show you? Yes, the Foundry. Now, this is what I was talking to you about earlier. This is your foundry. Here you can actually create weapons. As you see here, ceramic longsword. I need to find these certain weapons in-game, and when I find enough of them, I can actually create the weapon. Now, if you look over to the lower, below the poly, yeah, right there, you actually have to pay a certain amount, and then you have to wait the allotted amount of time. I don't know if it's in-game or if it's just outside of game, like, you know, overall time, but you actually have to wait that allotted amount of time before your weapon is complete, which is kind of cool. I mean, it kind of makes sense. this being a free-to-play game. If you want something, you have to pay. So this has been Warframe. Like I said, if you want to pick it up or get the beta, you can either become a founder or you can go to my Facebook, which is in the description below, and there's a link to a website that'll take you to free access to closed beta keys. Hopefully there's still some left. I don't know. They've been going quite quickly. If not, just let me know, and first people who let me know, I will actually give you a free beta key. So thanks a lot for watching. Please like, favorite, comment, subscribe, and of course, this is Weacro signing off.